What is going on, guys? Joe here again with Legendz. Wanted to bring you guys another best ball draft here, so we're going to jump right into it pretty quickly. I'm going to be trying out drafters for the first time. I've normally just been playing on Underdog and DraftKings, but I have been having issues logging into Underdog lately, so I figured now would be a perfect time to jump into drafters. This is Drafter's biggest contest, $20 NFL Best Ball Championship main event. $20 entry, first place is $500K. I'm curious to see if people do draft differently on Drafters compared to the other two. This scoring is similar to Underdog, so it's half point PPR, and it is 20 rounds. So I am going to join in now for the main event, and we will just jump into it. So just going to wait until it has filled, I guess. So let's see what happens here. Nine more to join. Yeah. I really am curious to see if people do draft differently on Drafters. I have heard some good things about it. Maybe an opportunity to take down some contests, not necessarily easier, but maybe not as many people who, obviously you got a lot of the pros on DraftKings and Underdog, so this could be a little bit of an edge this year, but I mean, I guess you never really know. Once it fills up, we'll see how quickly you're able to join in and start the draft. The big news broke. Micah Parsons traded to the Packers this past week. So that was obviously huge. Curious to see what's going to come of it on both sides. Jerry Jones, I guess, said there's nothing to say that their two picks that they got from the Packers can't be used to trade in season now and possibly get some players. So I guess we'll see. I know Deron Bland just signed a huge extension with them, so not really sure what happened and them not being able to get a contract done for Micah, but I guess we'll see how that pans out. I think Packers, I already predicted Packers winning the NFC North to begin with prior to this happening, like months ago. So does this help them? Does it hurt them? I mean, I think Micah Parsons is an amazing player, so I guess we'll find out. All right, we're moving now. 4 more to join. I'm gonna try and get possibly another Underdog or another best ball draft video up if possible. This will probably be my 20th, so I didn't do too many this year, but we'll see how it pans out. I'm gonna try and bring some DFS content too, so I'm gonna try and get a video out for the showdown for Philly and Dallas as well this week, probably in the next couple of days. But this might be my last best ball draft, which I wish I would have recorded more to upload. But throughout the year, we'll go through a couple of my teams and see how they're doing. See some of the earlier ones, how I drafted it earlier on in the year, how they pan out, and just see what happens. So we got the 7th pick, which A little different than the other best ball video I drafted. I think I had the 10th pick in that one. So curious to see who falls to me at 7 here. It is half point PPR. So you have their rankings here. It's pretty standard. I mean, just like every other person's rankings pretty much. So Jamar Chase first. Yeah, Bijan. See who goes next. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, they're going right in order, looks like, pretty much. Jameer. Let's see who goes at 4. Yeah, Jameer. I think I will probably end up taking CMC if he falls to me at 7. So if this guy doesn't snag CMC, that's the route I'll take. If he does get taken, I will probably go Nico. And he went to Saquon, so I'm going to take CMC here. Half one PPR, I think that, not to say that receivers aren't as valuable, they're still just as valuable, but if you have an elite workhorse back like CMC, fully healthy, catching and doing what he does on the ground, I think as long as he plays the full season, I mentioned this before, this is the best pick in any draft if he plays a full season. So Nico Collins goes right after me. I'm around St. Brown, Brian Thomas. Obviously big fan of Brian Thomas this year. I think he's going to have a fantastic year, as I do believe Nico as well. Those two guys should probably finish in the top 3, top 4 is my assumption. Hot take, I don't think Jamar finishes in the top 5 this year, but we'll see. I could be very wrong. Gene T, Malik Neighbors, Drake London. This is nice. Derrick Henry. So this guy went 2 backs. Brock Bowers, so first tight end off the board. Yeah, drafting styles is pretty much similar from what I'm used to on best ball drafts, it seems like. So pretty straightforward. Take the guys you like, reach on players you want to have if it's reasonable. At the end of the day, anything can happen. So try and get good players when you can if they're there for you, and call it a day. That's what I say with these. So it's on me. I could go another running back. I am probably gonna go receiver here. And I'm probably gonna go with AJ Brown here. Could have gone Puka. I think Puka is obviously going to have a fantastic year too. He's a phenomenal fantasy player. The Stafford situation seems to be on track, so it doesn't worry me as much as it was before. I personally am just more of an AJ Brown fan, and if he plays a full year, I'd rather have him on my team. Jonathan Taylor goes, big fan of Jonathan Taylor. If I wanted to go running back, I probably would have went Jonathan Taylor there, or Bucky Irving. But being in the middle, I do try and get a little bit more of a balance. I mean, there's not one strategy I like to go with, but we'll see. If I can stack up Jalen Hurts in this 3rd round, I probably will, just to have the early stack. So let's see. Yeah. I mean, I think he'll be there. Let's see how much. I might even be able to get him in the 4th. I just don't know if I'm going to want to risk waiting. So, Chase Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, this is nice. I think Chase Brown will have an awesome year too. He's going to be their workhorse back for Cincy. I think he's going to be basically the main point of their offense this year. So, Bucky Irving, Trey McBride, Lad McConkey, Josh Jacobs. This is pretty nice. Travion Henderson. Obviously, as time and time is going on, Travion Henderson is being drafted earlier and earlier, so hopefully he takes over fairly quickly and they don't really end up splitting with Ramondre. I know Ramondre was hurt from last I read. Not that he won't play, but I'm hoping that they just basically ease him out of that role altogether because they do not need him. T. Higgins goes. I'll say it again. I think T. Higgins is overdrafted high. He is a fantastic receiver. He puts up numbers, but I think that there are receivers you can go that, you know, you could wait and get. So let's see here. Am I going to want to hold off on taking Jalen Hurts here? I might just take Jalen Hurts now. I'll just take him now because these guys can easily, I mean, that's 10 picks before me. So if they're going quarterback, like, I'm just going to take Jalen Hurts now and secure the stack. George Kittle, I think he's going to be tight end 1 this year. Kyron goes. Kyron's going to have a very, very productive year. Obviously got his extension, so he's going to be the guy, a very big focal point in the offense, especially if Stafford is dealing with some type of injury that can be lingering that prevents him to be full potential. Mike Evans, always a solid pick. Marvin Harrison, I think, will have a huge bounce back year. Garrett Wilson goes. So 3 receivers. So Malik Neighbors, Drake London, Garrett Wilson here. It's not bad. I mean, there's a lot of value at quarterbacks later on. 4 receivers. So, I mean, I don't knock it. You never know. It could work. So, Devontae Adams, same situation with Puka, basically. I would honestly, not to say that Puka won't have a better year, but in terms of pre-draft, I probably want Devontae Adams over Puka only for the sense of where I could get in and what players I can get beforehand, depending on where I'm at in the draft. I would probably aim for Devontae Adams over him. So now, I mean, I could go Tyreek. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going Tyreek here. Or Kenneth Walker could be a good one. I'm going to take Tyreek. If this was my team 2 years ago, people would probably be losing their mind. Jaden Daniels goes. Kenneth Walker. George Pickens. Kenneth Walker can stay healthy. I think he'll have an awesome year too. Seattle doesn't scare me, but I don't know. Something about the offense kind of turns me away. But I mean, they have JSN and Cooper Kupp. I'm a big fan of JSN and what he does. So George Pickens. I think George Pickens is going to have a fantastic year too. Very high on George Pickens. Breece Hall, Joe Burrow. This guy took Joe Burrow before he could get the Joe Burrow Jamar stack. Buka. Kamara in the 5th. That's a nice value. It is half point PPR though, so I mean I can actually kind of get that. See what route he goes. We want receiver, running back, receiver, running back. So you know DJ Moore here? Yeah. I don't know if that was auto draft that did it. It must have been, but that would have been my assumption on who he probably would have taken regardless. Jameson Williams. Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall is the number 1 to start, especially with no Jawan Jennings. I think that's pretty awesome actually, because it's just going to be George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall out there. Demarcus Robinson suspended 3 games. I think Demarcus Robinson, if you can get him late, it's a huge value. Because I think when he comes back, he'll be a very big focal point in the offense. So, could go Calvin Ridley here, or secure another back. So I only have the one. Let's take DeAndre Swift. Might be a little early for DeAndre Swift, but I am high on him this year as well. Being part of a Ben Johnson offense. DeAndre Swift started 17 games last year. New offense, better line. I think he'll be in a position to succeed this year, so we'll see. James Conner, DK Metcalf, Travis Hunter, Tony Pollard. Jalen Watt. So this guy went 5 receivers back to back and then took his first run. Yeah, I mean, with your first running back being Chuba Hubbard, that's actually not bad. That's not bad at all. I don't know what he's going to get later on as far as running backs is concerned, but that's really not bad. If you took 5 receivers and then ended up with Chuba Hubbard, I think that's a pretty solid steal. Zay Flowers goes. I personally would rather have Rashad Bateman, RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey is consistently still being drafted ahead of J.K. Dobbins, which I understand where the upside is with Harvey. But for the people who aren't taking RJ Harvey, you can get J.K. Dobbins pretty late and guarantee yourself at least a couple weeks of him starting. So, and it's best ball at the end of the day. So you are not having to make a decision on the starting the player anyway. So it is on me. Oh, so Cal really came back to me. I'm gonna go Matthew Golden here. With Jaden Reed, the news there, he has a Jones fracture, which he has opted out of having to go through surgery, meaning he's gonna try and play through it. If that's the case, my assumption is that it is minor enough to heal, but assuming that's pretty easy to aggravate as well, being that it's a Jones fracture. So making cuts and running routes like that the way that he normally does could be a hindrance to that based on the Jones fracture. I hope that it doesn't have an effect on him because I'm a huge fan, and I actually did end up drafting him in one of my redraft leagues, and I got him pretty late, so we drafted before this news came out though. So I am a little nervous, but I hope that it's nothing too serious and that he is able to play through it, hopefully to where the off season is when he will get the surgery, and then he can recover in the off season prior to camp for 2026. But we'll see. I got Matthew Golden here, so I'm happy with it. Calvin Ridley, Deebo Samuel. I think Deebo Samuel is a steal, high value as well. Just based, even though Terry McLaurin signed, Deebo looks great right now. They're saying he's in shape, and I think he will be a huge part of the offense in Washington for sure. Rome Odunze, Stephon Diggs, Pacheco, Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice did accept the 6-game suspension, which maybe is not a bad thing, just because if he gets the 6 games out of the way, then you have at least you have another 11 games with him if he's healthy throughout the year. So that can actually help you out later on down the year as long as you're able to advance pretty early on. Jerry Jeudy goes. This guy has all receivers and one running back. Jerry Jeudy, Tyler Warren, Sam Laporta, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery. It's on me here. I am going to take Jordan Mason here. I could have gone Travis Kelce just to get secure like a solid tight end 1. But there are tight ends that I can target later on that I'd be a fan of having anyway if he doesn't come back to me here. And I also could have went Caleb Johnson, which I was tempted to do, but I'm also very high on Jalen Warren as well. I think no matter what anyone says, I mean, I understand the rookie hype behind Caleb Johnson and everything, but Jalen Warren's going to be a big part of their offense. So I have no doubt in that. So Travis Kelce ended up going after Keon Coleman, so 2 picks after me. Then Jalen Warren actually just went anyway. I mean, Corey Krosky Merritt, constantly being drafted higher and higher. Caleb Johnson. Let's see this guy's team. So, I'm going to take it team by team. So 3 backs and 5 receivers. And there's actually a chat. I didn't even realize that here. Yep. No one's chatting, looks like. Everyone's all business in here. Back to my team here. I feel like I have a pretty decent balance when it comes to players. I got a QB, 3 running backs, 3 receivers. Not to say I don't try to do that, but sometimes it always ends up that way. I feel like I subconsciously do that without even realizing it. I'll probably actually end up taking Hawk here as long as it doesn't get snatched before me. Hawk's in 8th. I'll take that. Yep. So he fell. He went Bo next. I already have Jalen Hurts, so it's fine with me. I will take TJ Hawkinson here. And if J.K. Dobbins ends up falling back to me here, I doubt that he will, but if he does, I will probably go that route. Otherwise, there will be other players I can go after. Travis Etienne can be a good value there too. I think Travis Etienne will be in a position to succeed as well. With Liam Cohen as head coach, I think he's going to have a huge bounce back here for sure. So Juwan Jennings goes after me, and then Mark Andrews. Juwan Jennings, I know, is dealing with the injury still. So yeah, unsure if he'll play week 1. I mean, he wants 30. I think he said, what did he say? He wants 30 million a year, something like that. I mean, I don't know, man. Not too high based on that situation. Ricky Pearsall is going to eat. George Kittle is going to eat. And DeMarcus Robinson comes back. I think he'll play well. Juwan Jennings looks like he might end up not even playing, is my assumption. Or they'll settle on a much lower contract because I do not think he should get $30 million a year. But who am I to say? Mark Andrews, Jordan Addison, Khalil Shakir. Justin Fields goes up, so J.K. Dobbins went here. Rightfully so. I mean, I didn't really expect him to fall all the way back to me here anyway. But if ETN falls to me there, I'll go ETN. I think that's pretty solid actually. But let's see if he ends up even falling there. Other running backs on the board that could go Eckler, or even Tank. Yeah, I hope that ETN falls to me here. 2 more picks, so let's see. We'll just queue them up in hopes of good luck that ETN falls to me. I got ETN in one of my redrafts as well. I think I actually got him in the same round or the round before in the 8th round as well. So let's see if he ends up taking him. Hoping he passes, but I think he might because he only has Saquon. So I think if it yeah, shit. Alright, whatever. What route can we go? So we only have Swift and CMC and Jordan Mason. Those are our running backs right now. We can go really anywhere at this point. I'll just take Cooper Kupp. Ninth round, WR2, we know how talented Cooper Kupp is. It is a new offense, but Sam Darnold, I think, will be able to. He'll be able to do enough for Cooper Kupp. I mean, I think Cooper Kupp will be just fine. So we'll see what happens with him. Really, really wish I would have gotten ETN there, but that's okay. Let's take a look at some late round backs that we can queue up. Jerome Ford. Yeah, it's really slim pickings after that one, man. We'll put Brian Robinson there, Ollie Gordon. These are all players that I don't mind. Even Dylan Sampson. So I have these 4 backs in here. Not to say that I will take them now, because they should fall. And I should be able to get a couple other players prior to them. But we'll see. Evan Ingram goes after my Cooper Kupp pick. Then Braylon Allen, Rashid Shaheed, David Njoku, Kyler, Colson Loveland. Pretty high on him too. I think everyone is. They're excited to see him play. I think Chicago is probably going to end up running a lot of 2 tight end sets with Loveland and Cole Kmet. But, I mean, we'll see. Because I think Cole Kmet just signed an extension, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Take a look after my pick here. I'm almost positive that he just re-signed them not that long ago. So they know he's going to be part of the offense. Jared Goff goes after Trevor Lawrence. I had Trevor Lawrence this year too. I think this is kind of like a now or never type of season for Trevor Lawrence based on after he got his contract and the years he's had. Now with Liam Cohen as a coach, I think he'll be in a position to succeed as a quarterback considering how Baker played last year. It is me here. I could go Jaden Reed, but since I have Golden, I am gonna take Jaden Blue right now and hopefully get these other backs to come to me. Hopefully Jaden Blue's situation, because I know he's hurt or dealing with some kind of injury. It's his ankle, that's right. So I think that as long as he can get healthy enough, he could end up taking over that role. I know they were high on Javonte Williams in training camp and he was getting all the starter reps, but that doesn't mean that Jaden Blue can't take over that role. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Javonte Williams. I like Javonte Williams, but he's not he's not the best fantasy player to have. The StarterCraft goes after me, Darnell Mooney, JJ McCarthy, Drake May, Keenan Allen, Scatabo, Justin Herbert. If Jaden Reed falls back to me here, I might just take him. Everyone's passing up on him because of the Jones fracture. So, I mean, I'll probably actually go Eckler if he falls to me. Yeah, I think Eckler might be the way to go here. These would be running backs I'll probably want though. I'll try and snag another quarterback or possibly 2 quarterbacks too. I'm gonna want Jordan Love probably because I can get him late and then I can stack him with Matthew Golden. I can also go Tua and have him or get Sam Darnold late as well. We'll see. I don't know. I think I probably will go Eckler here though if he falls. I think Eckler will have. Oh, and Jordan Love just got taken. Why did this guy take Jordan Love? and Eckler went just before me. So there goes my thought process. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take Kyle Pitts here. I'm gonna take Kyle Pitts, and I will try and get Penix possibly later on. Maybe it's a little early for Pitts, but we're in the second half of the draft now at this point. I kind of like the layout with drafters, I'm not gonna lie. Seems pretty quick, smooth, similar to the others, but I don't mind it so far. So Dylan Sampson goes after my Pitts pick. That's fine. I'll probably end up taking Jerome Ford if he comes back to me. Jayden Reed finally goes off the board. I already have 2 tight ends now, so gonna have to stack up on receivers and running backs for sure. Tank Bigsby, Dalton Kincaid, Marvin Mims, Brent Strange I'm high on also. This guy's a stack with Trevor Lawrence. And he's got the stack that I wanted in the first best ball video I did. Brian Thomas, Trevor Lawrence, Brent Strange, it's solid. I'm a fan of that. Brian Robinson goes. I might take Jerome Ford here just because it's a starting back. Or I could go Nick Chubb. Maybe Jerome Ford falls to me. Nick Chubb, what if Nick Chubb is just the league winner this year and everyone's just sleeping on him because of his injury? Let's go Nick Chubb. I'm going Nick Chubb. If Jerome Ford falls to me, maybe I'll go Jerome Ford there after. It's because I think with Cleveland, there's a lot of other backs that really can take over. I don't think Quinshon Judkins has signed yet still. So yeah, so this is still the same news we got last thing we heard from August 18th. He hasn't signed yet, and I heard a rumor that he might not sign and go back to play in college and wait another year. So I don't know. But they have Dylan Sampson, they have Jerome Ford. You don't know the situation. I guess you never really know. After my Nick Chubb pick, Luther Burden, he's solid. Romeo Dobbs goes, Jake Ferguson, Michael Tootin, Zach Ertz, Chris Godwin, Trey Benson. Trey Benson, I think, is going to be in a position to see the ball a lot more than he did last year. So I think it might be not like a 50-50 split, but probably like 60-40 with him and James Conner, depending on how well James Conner comes out and performs right from the jump, I guess. Or if they end up trying out, more of a 50-50 split and seeing how well Trey Benson does with his opportunities, I guess. So I think that James Conner had already mentioned that they are going to split, and he's happy to do that, which I don't blame him. I mean, I know he's had his history with injury, so he probably does not mind that. He seems like he's more of a team player anyway, and wants to see guys around him and younger players get work. So that's not a bad pick. Cedric Tillman, fan of him this year as well, especially with Joe Flacco. Dallas Goedert goes, Ollie Gordon, so there goes that running back pick. I'll probably just end up taking Jerome Ford if he's there right now. And if that's the case, I'm happy that I went Nick Chubb first. Cam Ward goes. I will take Jerome Ford here. So that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. A lot of good receivers to go after here still too. So yeah. Still need more QBs. So let's start queuing up a couple QBs that I'm gonna target. I'll be taking a look at all these guys here. Yeah, I'll probably want at least 2 out of these 3. And there goes Penix. This guy Drake London. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna try and go just 2 and Sam Darnold back to back here, if they fall to me. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. And 2 got taken. All right. So there we go. It's fine. That's fine. Sam Darnold it is. And I'm just going to take him. I don't care if it seems a little early, because I do not want to risk not getting him. Didn't get Jordan Love. I could go J. Is J? Did J? Oh, J already got drafted a while ago. I don't know what the heck I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just gonna take Sam Darnold and secure at least another second QB here. Fine with that. I mean, that's what it is. I am big on stacks, but so I got a couple now. I mean, if I do take another QB, I don't have to be too focused on that. I'm pretty high on Daniel Jones. I'm not gonna lie. Even Aaron Rodgers is not bad late enough. So we'll keep those in the queue for now. So far my team: Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Swift, Jordan Mason, Jaden Blue, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford. My running backs are literally boom or bust. It's no real in between or consistency other than Christian McCaffrey as long as he's healthy, and possibly Swift there. And Jordan Mason once takes over that role. So I don't mind my running backs, but I mean, I do have a lot of low ceiling possibilities. But receivers, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, Matthew Golden, Cooper Kupp, I don't mind that. I think it's pretty solid. And I'm happy with my tight ends too, TJ Hockenson and Kyle Pitts. So I'm going to try and aim for some more receivers, just because I'm a little light on receivers at the moment, and I only have 2 tight ends and 2 QBs. I don't try and keep it even, like exactly, but I know you need receivers at the end of the day, so I'll try and get a few more decent receivers if I can. And see what we can end up with, I guess. After Sam Darnold, Hunter Henry, Rashad White. I think Sean Tucker is going to end up taking over that backup role, and God forbid something happens to Bucky, I think Sean Tucker is going to be the one that benefits more. So Sean Tucker owners would benefit more if something happens to Bucky. Hopefully nothing does though. Damari Douglas goes, Kyle Williams, Xavier Legette, Will Shipley, Isaiah Likely, Troy Franklin, Tajay Spears when he comes back could be solid, but that's gonna be Tony Pollard's backfield at the end of the day. I think the Tennessee offense is kind of slept on too. Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley have been, they got a lot of chemistry, so I think they'll be awesome. I think Chig Okonkwo is gonna have a good year too. So expect to see some solid weeks from Tennessee players. Let's see here. So there's not too many options here for receivers. You know what? I'm gonna take Amari Cooper here, and I'm gonna try and get Geno Smith on the way back. if he doesn't get snagged from me. Amari Cooper came out and he had his press conference, coming back to the Raiders, and I know obviously you don't see why he wouldn't say this, but I mean I do believe him in him saying that he's got a lot of juice left in him. I'm a fan of Amari Cooper. Now that Jacoby Myers has requested a trade, they have that situation to deal with. I don't know if he is going to be traded or not, but if that is the case, Amari Cooper has the opportunity to be, their top guy there. So him and Brock Bowers with Geno under Pete Carroll, that seems like a winning offense to me, or at least a piece of an offense that you want to have fantasy-wise. So if Geno comes back to me here, I will take Geno. And then I'll be probably set on QBs. Trey Harris goes after Mason Taylor. And Geno Smith goes. Can't win with these. Cannot win with these. So it is on me. I'll just take Daniel Jones here. And get a third QB. I would have been really happy with Geno there. After getting Cooper that late, but whatever, it is what it is, I guess. Darius Slayton goes, Keaton Mitchell, John Smith. Cade Otton. So we're coming down to the last 4 rounds here. Andre Yoshivas. Gosh. That Geno Smith pick would have taken away all of my annoyance from not getting Tua or Jordan Love. But that's fine. Like Washington goes. It's a solid pick. I don't mind that. I might go Alec Pierce here. Try and get another stack if possible. Oh, he was dealing with some, his groin. I mean, should practice though. I'll just take him. Why not? I'll queue him up. I'll also queue up Damian Pierce. You like Iron Manor. I'm high on 2 actually. Torrey Horton. Why not? Legendz. Yeah. So I got Alec Pierce queued up. You know what though? I'm gonna take Damian Pierce first. I think. Nah. Let's just go Alec Pierce. We'll see if Pierce comes back to us or not. Kareem Hunt goes. Then Damian Pierce. That's cool. It's totally cool. Let's see. Who are a couple? Yeah, you know what? Let's get Sean Tucker queued up. Let's get AD Mitchell queued up. Don't need Aaron Rodgers anymore, so with them. Kyle Manungai, I will. Oh, did he just get taken? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Diami Brown, that's fine. We'll leave him queued up as well. Raver McLeod goes. Yeah, I'll go Sean Tucker here. That's fine. It's a pretty solid team. I'm happy with a couple position players I wish would have dropped to me that I was planning on taking at that point, but can't control that. So just gotta do what you can do. Kasicki goes. Blake Corum. I think this guy's been on auto draft the entire time. And I don't understand why it's just not automatic if he hasn't made his picks. It's crazy that the season is upon us, though. I really do wish I would have done more videos for best ball stuff, but I will do a few for playoff best ball. I'll try and do once that time comes, of course, to get more best ball videos out of the way. But I'll be doing a lot of daily fantasy stuff and a lot of waiver wire stuff for redraft leagues I've mentioned. So I'm excited to do that stuff. I'll do a showdown strategy video for DraftKings and FanDuel DFS picks before the game Thursday. So just be on the lookout for that. And I might end up getting in another drafters best ball draft in as well. And I'll try maybe I'll do another one or two possibly before the season. So just be on the lookout for that. Joe Flacco goes. Let's see here. Calvin Austin, not bad. I still have Danny Brown and Adonai Mitchell queued up. How my roster is, let's see. I mean, Cole Kmet's still there, man. I might try and snag him as my last pick, possibly. I'll queue him up. Real question is going to be, do I want Mitchell or Diami Brown more? Because I have Daniel Jones, but I also have Alec Pierce. Let's get Diami Brown in there. And I think I'll end up taking Cole Kmet with my last pick. I think that's a solid last pick because, I mean, he still has the opportunity to be tight end one, man. I know there's a lot of hype around Colson Loveland. I do think Colson Loveland is probably better or has an opportunity to be better, but we also have to see him play like Cole Kmet has, and Cole Kmet's been solid. So Like I said, they'll be running a lot of 2 tight end sets, I'm sure, with Ben Johnson being the coach. This guy took AD Mitchell, so that makes it easier for me anyway. So Jalen Wright, that's solid. Darren Waller goes. I mean, yeah, with this being the last pick, you're just taking it's a long shot anyway. Josh Reynolds, WR2. You never know, man. And hopefully Cole Kmet doesn't get taken right now. Just lets me get my last pick out of the way. Hopefully. Perfect. So my last pick ends up Cole Kmet. Here is the team. We'll just review it really quick. It ended up being even. I promise I didn't do this on purpose. Just how it ended up, I guess. I know that I wanted at least probably 3 quarterbacks. I wasn't trying to get 3 tight ends, but I'd rather have, extra if needed. So I don't mind that. But QBs, we got Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. Running backs, we got Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre Swift, Jordan Mason, Jaden Blue, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, Sean Tucker. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Matthew Golden, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, Alec Pierce, Diami Brown, and our tight ends, we got T.J. Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, and Cole Kmet. I'm still happy with this team, even though I didn't get some of the QBs that I wanted earlier on. But I'm happy with this team. So first drafters, draft out of the way. Let me know what you guys think of my team. Let me know where you think I screwed up or where I maybe think I should have taken other players. I'm open to criticism, so let me know what you think. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.